would do a little story time session with you, as you can see in the title. And at this time, we were living in Arizona, and we lived in a smallish town. I believe there was like 8,000 people there, or it was like projected to be 8,000 people in the year of blah, blah, blah. And at the time too, I was pregnant with my son, and I was 2 weeks from delivering my son. My husband left to go to work at 5 in the morning, and the car was there. By the time I went outside around 9 in the morning, the car was gone. Realizing it was gone, I freaked out a little bit, but was hopeful that like maybe by chance my husband had loaned it to someone. That was like the hope that I had, and he said, no, I didn't loan it to anyone. So I called the police, and the lady that came to help file the report was also pregnant. She had, I believe, a couple months, 2 or 3 months left in her pregnancy. And it was funny because I remember saying, I really do not have the time right now to have my car stolen, being that I am so close to due date. And she's like, oh, I completely understand. After she leaves, my neighbor who lives just a few doors down came over and said that when he left to take his daughter to school around 8 in the morning, he saw that the car was there in my driveway. And when he came back from dropping her off at school, he noticed that it was gone. Now this was an unsettling feeling for me because, okay, so it was stolen between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. The fact is that I was home with my then 2-year-old little girl. Like, if someone could just steal my car in broad daylight, what else could they do? And while I'm grateful that they just stole my car, that they didn't break into my house and didn't do anything like that, it was still a very violating feeling to know that anything could happen at any time in my home or to my stuff. So my husband comes home that afternoon. We're trying to figure out what to do. The police called and said that our car was found about a mile or 2 from our house. It was parked in front of somebody's house, and the owner of that house called and said, there is this car that is parked in front of my house and has been parked there all day. When the cops get there, they notice that the steering column's broken, the driver's side panel was broken. They left the windows rolled down, so like dust blew in and out. Realized that it was our car, gave us a call. My husband went down to meet the cops there. The car at the time had like hardly any gas in it when they stole it, and I believe it just ran out of gas. I think they went all throughout there doing whatever it was they were doing, then parked out there. It was speculated that the people that stole the car were the town's car thieves, druggies, who lived just like a couple miles down the road. And they couldn't tell, they couldn't dust for fingerprints or anything because the car was so dirty now. In the trunk of the car as well were these miscellaneous items that didn't belong to us, but it was believed that they belonged to other people whom these thieves stole from. So we get a friend of ours to help us tow the car back home, and we look in to see how much it would cost to repair the car, and it ended up being more than what the car was essentially worth. So we decided to sell the car as is on Craigslist, and found a buyer who said that he could fix it and that he would be able to drive it home. Now, the silver lining in all this to me is that the man who bought the car had a wife who was due either 2 days before me or 2 days after me, and they were in need of a car. And he was able to afford our car and fix it. And so while I look at the story like completely like downtrodden, that someone could just do that to us and to steal our car, I think there were tender mercies involved for these people who needed a car. And with the money that we got from that car, we were able to get another car. And it ended up turning out to be a happy ending. So yeah, that's it. That's our little story. Do you guys have any stories similar to that? Let me know, comment down below. I would love to read them. Also, do you have any other stories that you would like to hear from me? I have lots of stories. I just don't know if they'd be interesting or not, or topics that you would like to hear about. So let me know, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep following me, please subscribe. All my social media links are down below, but most importantly, y'all have a good day. I'll catch you on the flip. Bye.